The realization hit me like a crashing wave, unrelenting and suffocating. I hated my life. Every detail of it felt like an intricate trap devised to strip away any semblance of joy or purpose. The monotony of my days, the betrayal I endured, and the hollowness of my relationships weighed heavily on my soul. My wife had been unfaithful, not once or twice, but over 20 times. Each betrayal carved a deeper wound in my already fragile heart. What made it unbearable was the cruel irony of our child, the innocent symbol of what should have been our love. The truth unraveled like a malicious whisper: the baby wasn't mine. The revelation left me adrift, detached from everything I thought I knew. The nursery I had lovingly painted, the late nights spent cradling the child, the sacrifices I made all felt like a grotesque theater with me as the unwitting fool. I spent countless nights staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment of our marriage. Was there a sign I had missed? Were her lingering glances at strangers or her sudden absences hints I chose to ignore? Self-loathing consumed me. How could I have been so blind, so naive? Yet, amidst the storm of emotions, a quieter, darker realization began to take shape. My hatred wasn't solely for her. It extended to myself, for trusting too deeply, for loving without boundaries, for believing in the lie of a perfect life. Every interaction with her became a minefield. Her laughter felt like mockery, her apologies hollow and rehearsed. The child, oblivious to the chaos, still reached out for me with tiny hands, and my heart ached with the weight of a love I couldn't fully claim. In those moments, I felt trapped in a paradox, the need to escape and the guilt of abandoning the innocent. My identity as a husband, as a father, crumbled under the weight of deceit. Work offered no solace. The routine of emails, meetings, and deadlines felt like an elaborate distraction from the implosion of my personal life. Colleagues, sensing the storm brewing within me, kept their distance, their concern masked as professionalism. I envied their ignorance. To them, I was just another man navigating the complexities of adulthood. They had no idea of the betrayal festering beneath my carefully maintained facade. Isolation became my refuge. I retreated from friends and family, unable to bear their questions or their pity. I wandered aimlessly through the city, seeking solace in the anonymity of crowds. Parks, cafes, and quiet alleys became my sanctuaries, places where I could exist without judgment. Yet, even in solitude, the pain followed, relentless and unyielding. Memories of better days haunted me, taunting me with what could have been. In my darkest moments, I contemplated endings. The thought of vanishing, of escaping the torment, seemed almost inviting. But even as despair clawed at my sanity, a faint ember of resolve began to stir. I couldn't let this define me. I couldn't allow her betrayal to consume the entirety of my existence. There had to be more to life than this abyss of pain and regret. Healing became my silent rebellion. I sought therapy, hesitant at first but desperate for relief. The sessions were raw and excruciating, forcing me to confront not only her actions but also my own vulnerabilities. Slowly, the threads of my shattered identity began to weave into something new. I wasn't the man I once was, but perhaps that was a good thing. Growth often demanded the destruction of what no longer served us. Through therapy, I discovered the strength to reclaim my life. I severed ties with her, choosing self-respect over the toxic illusion of reconciliation. The child, though not mine biologically, remained a complicated part of my journey. My love for them was genuine, but I knew I needed distance to heal. Letting go was agonizing, but it was necessary. Time became my ally. The days blurred into weeks, then months, each one a step further from the wreckage of my past. I rediscovered passions long buried under the weight of marital obligations. Books, art, and nature became my companions, each offering a different kind of solace. The world, once muted by pain, began to regain its color. The scars of betrayal would always remain, a reminder of what I had endured. But they no longer defined me. They were proof of my resilience, my capacity to rebuild and move forward. Life, though imperfect and unpredictable, held the promise of new beginnings. And for the first time in what felt like an eternity, I allowed myself to hope